So it's finally time. The public open beta is about to begin. This actually came out like 5 days ago, this email, but I'm just now getting to it. Better late than never or whatever. But these are supposed to come in tomorrow. Very exciting. May 24th. Here's everything you need to know. I'm just going to take a peek at this, and then we'll take a peek at the more open changes. So we're getting more animated cards, which is fantastic, and there's more on that later. I think their animated cards are the best in the industry. They're just incredible, even better than the Hearthstone. They've got them trumped on that. 20 new cards. Looks like Saskia is the Undragon form. I'm not all that familiar with the Witcher lore on that case, but that's neat. I don't know who these guys are. Each card now has its own animated version. There's also a new way to craft them, meteorite powder, that I was talking about later. But basically, what it seems like they're saying is we want to be able to let you get these animated cards without also affecting your collection. So basically, meteorite power is a currency that's solely used to get an animated card. At least that's how I'm taking it, which is fantastic. I love that. That means you can have a whole bunch of animated cards while also having a large collection. You don't have to make sacrifices, and I think that's so brilliant because the animated cards are pretty, and when you see someone using the animated cards, it makes you want to play that game more. It makes you want to see more of it. I think that's a fantastic decision. So another thing is, let me turn down this music real quick. So another thing is faction leaders have entered the battlefield, as it says there. All faction leaders now have brand new abilities. What's more, every leader is now a playable card which enters the battlefield before their ability is triggered. So that's a neat little change. It allows your leader to actually join the battle, which I like. It's more it becomes less of like a passive ability kind of thing and more of an actual. It gives this whole Gwent thing, right? It's supposed to be emulating or simulating a battlefield, and having your leader just not do anything basically the entire game, just be basically a second ability passive is always a little bit weird to me. Now they're really hitting that distinction, which is great because they can be initially very confusing. Like, what, I have a passive on my deck and I also have an ability. This doesn't make any sense. But now that you can play your ability, it's much more playing a card instead of just flipping a switch, if that makes any sense. The starter deck for all factions have been significantly upgraded. Each contained 4 gold, silver cards. So basically just more cards in general, as they mentioned above, which is great. Challenges. This is something I'm absolutely going to be releasing videos on. It's something I did with Duelist that was met with a lot of success. So a new game mode that lets you ease into the basic Gwent, improve your skills, discover certain cards and combos. Completing each challenge unlocks a variety of awards, including all faction leaders. So you'll just be able to unlock those faction leaders by default, which is fantastic. It allows you to really spread out across the decks and use the different leaders and different types, which is so good. Man, these are such good decisions. I love it, man. It's seriously getting me so excited. And yeah, I'll be releasing a video for each challenge and then playlist them or whatever. Northern Realms spot a brand new exclusive faction ability, Armor. When activated, Armor shields friendly units from incoming damage. Additionally, most units in Northern Realms have their abilities reworked to give the faction a brand new feel. So this is something that was kind of hinted at previously. They've been wanting to. I don't know if it was a complete overhaul, but they've been wanting to make some changes in Northern Realms, somewhat similar to how they did to Weather before. I haven't watched their live stream, or whatever, and I don't plan on doing that. I've been, whatever. I'll just wait for it to go into game and then see it then. I think that's a lot more exciting to do it that way. Especially by this point, anyway. So I'm excited to see exactly what Armor means. If I had to take a guess, so this still has a base strength change. Oh, and also this is agile, which is neat. You used to only be able to place it on the siege row. An agile means you can place it on any row. So armor. I won't take too long trying to guess this, but I'm going to guess that armor is something that it kind of works like base strength. Every time you summon it from the graveyard or play it from your deck, it will have 6 armor. But it doesn't. Once it's gone until it returns to the battlefield. So it's a way to. It's kind of like a separate. I'm guessing it's like a separate base strength. That would be my guess. Yeah. Okay. So changes to weather effects. Instead of instantly reducing the strength of all affected units, weather is now a damage over effect time. Time effect. Units affected by weather lose points of strength every turn and will be removed from the board if weather is not cleared in time. So basically, I don't mean to get too insulting, I guess. I feel like this is how weather should have been to begin with, even in the Witcher game, or maybe not so much the Witcher game, but in at the beginning, I feel like this is how it should have always been. But I'm so glad they are making that change. Basically, if you're not too familiar with how weather was basically weather could basically zero out an entire row just from one single card, and just the difference between having card advantage or not would, take your carefully constructed combo and just reduce it to dust. And sometimes it felt good, sometimes it felt good to play around, and it had its own strategical niche. But at the end of the day, I think weather was just a really frustrating mechanic for a lot of people. And I like that they're changing the weather this way instead of the way they did before, which is to make it even more swingy with sunny day, whatever it's called. Just removing every weather. That made it like weather either is devastating or it's worthless. Now they're really heading back towards that middle zone, which is so good. And I can check out the individual weather effects later. I think it's something like remove 1 strength per unit or remove 2 strength in the high strength unit, stuff like that. Fantastic Ride. That's 20. Oh, it ends at 22nd. Huh. How about that? I was actually gonna play today, but I guess I can't. That was yesterday, the close to yesterday. Oh man, that's too bad. I kind of wanted to get rank 15 before it ended, but I actually had something come up that I had to go take care of. Okay, so when public your number of card case for activity during the closed beta, 2 for every 5 levels, 2 for every rank. You also get exact number of card cakes you purchased during the closed beta using real money, as well as like Pioneer, Premium, yada yada. Okay, so this is all stuff we already know. This is stuff they talked about in the very beginning. Unfortunately, it's still going to be a little bit heartbreaking to try and build that collection back up. I think I hit like level 46 or something like that in rank 12, and then purchase something like 5 kegs. So 100 kegs is probably not enough to really build up much. I may have to buy more. The current season of ranked play will end along with the closed beta. Depending on your rank in the leaderboard, you will be rewarded with unique avatars and titles. Damn, I really wish I had known about this closing. I was gonna play like all day today to try and hit rank 15 after I'd gotten the deck list from the Gwent Challenger tournament. But also, that's also what's been keeping me on my time. I've been trying to sort through the Gwent Challenger tournament stuff. Looks like I got at least Adept. Oh, if I just got a rank 13, man, I could have gotten Card Sharp, whatever that means. There's also a lot of neat looking titles. Oh wow, you get a really special one at position number 1 for Hero. That's cool. Coming to the PS4, that's fantastic. I wish it would come to the Nintendo Switch. That'd be great. Let's see, and that's it. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the actual changes. I'm not gonna go over every single little detail, but the ones that really stick out to me. So faction abilities removed and instead moved to the card itself. It's basically effectively the same, but you actually get the creature played. Leader cards under the tutorial quest. That's great. We talked about that. Additional mulligans between rounds. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but I think that's a fantastic idea to remove even more RNG. And also, I'm sure they changed some cards around, and I hope they reduced RNG a little bit more. Because I think we can pretty much say safely that Gwent it should have some RNG elements as it is a card game, but I think going in the direction of limiting it is fantastic. And Mulligan, it still has that RNG, but it gives you a little bit more control over how the games go. And also, I just watched the Hearthstone tournament, Hearthstone Europe playoffs, and there were a lot of games that were decided by card draw. So I'm glad that they're really going that direction. Every card has a premium version that's fantastic. I love the premium versions. They obviously put a lot of work into them, and they look fantastic. And they're always like brimming with personality. For example, what's it called? I don't know. I don't remember the card it's called, but the guy with the fire on his hand, like grabs the guy's head and he kind of like shakes him around as his head's on fire. Man, I love that card. Added keywords, as we'll notice below, can lock ambush cards. They still retain their strength, but they'll lose their abilities. So it's a little bit more of a way to deal with ambush cards, which is fantastic. I believe this will probably even work on gold cards. That should be the trade-off, in my opinion. You get the ambush card, and it's gold, but it still gets affected. I hope that's that way, because particularly the one that will negate a special card and burn a unit, being able to lock that would be great. Can toggle simplify detailed text description in the settings. I wonder how much that's going to affect Johnny. Can mute the opponent's emote. I'm pretty sure you could already do that. Maybe you can do it by default. later spawn the cells on the board, which is fantastic. They're doomed and restless. I need to figure out what that means. Doomed in particular. I imagine doomed just means it's banished. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, it's banished. Okay. Gold cards are always unaffected by abilities. That's just like it says here, less tool top. Nothing's changing. Except of course for the few exceptions like Ockles, Shackles, or whatever. New currency, meteorite, good stuff. New avatar to the voice lines, a bunch of people. Okay. Deploy. All these are pretty much what you expect. Brave. I really like this. If losing, do the following. I think that's really interesting. That's probably going to be something like. Would that be a Skellige ability? I would guess it would be. Base damage to unit, increase unit space, X, strength, armor, death wish. Ooh, they're adding death wish. If this unit dies, do the following. Resistant, new keyword for weather immunity. That's how it's always been. If neither players pass, do the following. Interesting. Reload, promote, bond. Promote should be roughly the same. Reload is interesting. And bond is interesting. I wonder where bond is. Ooh. Looking for active synergies over immunity. Each weather ability is one-sided to a single row. So now, so that's the trade-off. Weather will no longer affect your own side of the battlefield, but it's effectively been weakened. So that's good. I like that. So weather is less of a double-edged sword and more of just a normal interaction, which I like. I think there's room for double-edged sword, interactions, but with weather, it was so powerful that I'm just glad it's being changed. So I won't go too much into these. Reduced damage by 1, highest damage by 2, lowest unit by 2. That's neat. I like that. Half their power. So this hailstorm is still really powerful. I imagine that's going to be like a gold card, while the rest of these, or maybe a silver card. No, yeah, silver or gold. Probably silver. So you can only use it once, probably something like that. Ragnarok, damage the highest unit on the row by 3. Oh, all rows on your opponent's side. Wow, that's cool. I like that. Really gives you that Ragnarok feeling. Because before, all these, also another thing, all these weather effects all felt the same because they just reduced the strength by all the way down to 1. Now they actually feel like there's actual different weather effects, instead of just changing by row. So that's cool. I like all that. I love the weather changes here. I haven't actually done any research on what other people think, but I hope that's the kind of overall community opinion on that. Gontro Dim, I don't remember that guy. Renew, resurrect a gold unit from either graveyard. That's very cool. I generally don't like being able to pull from the opponent's graveyard because I feel like that's a little bit too. It can be too devastating, but whatever. I guess they're going for it, so it's something I'm gonna have to get used to. Geralt 10. He's agile now. Deploy, brave, strength, self by 2. So you have to be losing to get his previously 12 strength. But he is agile. But does it even matter if he's agile? Geralt seems to be... His strength seems to have gone down a little. I mean, his overall power seems to have gone down a little bit. But I guess because they don't want such a powerful default card or something like that. Blood Curling Roar? I don't know what that is. Quen. Oh, they added Quen. Wait, no. Quen's always been here. Give all copies of boosted by 3. Okay, so minor thing. They changed this to Arachnus Venom, Overdose, Swallow, Royal Decree. Okay, I'm not gonna go look at all these. Oh, Igni. Oh, now wait, why is it the same? Why is it the same? It's 4 Agile. I don't know what changed there. Okay, King of Beggars 15 strength. If you're winning, weaken this unit enough to tie the round. If you're winning, weaken this. Weird. So you can't pull a unit anymore with King of Beggars. That's unfortunate. Valgaforts? Is Valgaforts the guy with the fire on his hands? I hope it doesn't work with him anymore. That was way too overpowered. 3 Agile, so he's pretty much spawn priority changed. I wonder if that means he goes to like a Witcher row. That'd be neat. Yin Conjurer. What does it mean unchanged? Oh, she's agile now. Okay, so she doesn't have to be on the siege row. Special demote and reset 3 decent units. Wow, only 3? Weird. Anyway. Something about armor. No, the realms can change. Ambush cards will now have counters. Finally, thank you. Can now make a deck around Mulligan and movement strategy. No further info. I wonder what that's about. Oh, this is. Wait, what? Oh, this is all neutral. Okay, I got it. Okay, Nature Skiff. I'm gonna look at the ones that I can actually. Elven Mercenary, 2 Disloyal. Huh, interesting. So some changes here. I don't know a whole bunch about Skotal or some of these other ones, so I'm just gonna kind of skip over them a little bit. Skelliger, 3 leader, unchanged. Needs confirmation. Wait, did Markvar get strengthened by 1? Maybe? The last nerf he got was pretty rough. Ooh, interesting. Eridan now spawns a wild, a random unit. Interesting. So Eridan is no longer all that powerful of a carryover by himself. He got rid of First Light. Wow. Okay, I don't really know the rest of this. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yep, that's a ton of changes. Okay, there's a whole bunch more stuff here too. I'm not going to look through all this. I kind of want it to be a little bit of a surprise when I go into it. But it seems like the biggest changes are up here. Faction abilities removed, so now you play your unit. Additional mulligan. Every card now has premium. Some changes to the cards. This is interesting. So how is the meta going to change by this point? I'm not going to think too much about it. I just kind of want to look through these changes and kind of give my opinion on it. Overall, these changes are amazing. I cannot wait to get playing again. That's going to be tomorrow. I'll probably have even though I don't really care for gameplay videos, I'll probably have a gameplay video on that. Oh, and right, and one more thing. So Gwent Challenger Tournament stats coming up pretty soon. So as you can see here, I have a whole bunch of different stuff. And some commentary on it as well. I'm going to get these stats together, put the stats down here, and then make another ramble time about just like overall what's going on here. And probably have some clips playing in the background or whatever. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.